Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Wabma from the Media Center here at school, and I just wanted to have you watch a quick video before your first visit to us. So the Media Center is a place where we do reading, we do research, and help you with technology. So I'd like to take just a few minutes to help you learn a little bit more about our space so that you're ready for your first visit. When you walk into our Media Center doors, you'll see two signs. One of them says Wonder Every Day, and the other sign says Enter Curious. And I just want you to think about when you're visiting the Media Center, I'd like you to think of it as a place where you can explore, get questions answered, maybe come up with new questions that you're curious about. We have a ton of great books and other resources online. And I'm so hoping that when you visit our space, you're feeling inspired and curious and full of wonder, and that you're finding resources to develop that curiosity. Well, who works in the Media Center? We've got three of us. I'm Mrs. Wabma, I'm your media specialist. I work with you and your class. Sometimes I'll do read-alouds in the story corner. I will always help you find books that are good matches for you. And sometimes you work using the computers, or maybe you'll bring your iPads or Chromebooks down. So I teach you technology skills as well. Mrs. Vincent in the middle, she's our media clerk. She will be the person who checks your books out when your class comes to visit. She also shelves the books, and she does a lot of the background work to make sure the Media Center is running smoothly. And our computer lab pair is Mrs. Lawrence, and she works to make sure our technology is all running well in your classrooms and your devices. So she is the person who you would go to if an iPad or Chromebook had an issue. So my targets for today is just to review the Media Center guidelines. What are our expectations? Talk about book care, using shelf markers, and just the procedures when you come to the Media Center. I'm also going to briefly talk about using and caring for the devices that you have this year. And then you'll be ready to check out when your class comes for the first visit. So what do we do in the Media Center? Kind of four big things. The first one is giving you access to reading ebooks or books. We work together in the Media Center, the staff, your teacher, students working together. I expect us to be good supporters of each other to help us all learn and do better by working together. We learn technology skills and tools, whatever the device is, we help you with that. And I also help you with research projects or finding informational texts to support a project in your classroom. When you're visiting the Media Center, we have the same expectations as everywhere else in our school. Be kind, safe, respectful, and responsible. An example of a way that you might be kind when you're in here is helping each other. If you see somebody drop a shelf marker or a book, please be a good friend and help them by picking it up. An example of being safe would be making sure your eyes are forward, you're using walking feet. We have a lot of equipment and books in here. We want to make sure your body is safe, but also our technology is safe too. A way that you can show being respectful, using materials appropriately. So shelf markers are meant to mark spots on the shelf. They're not swords or lightsabers, so make sure you're using materials appropriately. And then in a way that you could show responsibility, using your time wisely. When you're here with your class, you only have about a half hour, and there's usually a lot to get done, so be smart about using your time wisely. So when you're here, we'll expect to see these Polar Pride behaviors. Common questions that kids have: how many books can I check out? The answer to that is 3 books each week. Can I check out if I have an overdue book? And the answer to that is no. You need to either bring the book in, or if it's lost or damaged, pay for it, and then you can check out again. And then how long can I keep books? 2 weeks is our limit. If you aren't finished with the book, you can totally renew it just fine. So bring the book in, because Mrs. Vincent needs to beep the book in order to renew it. You might hear us say, just like in your classroom or other areas of school, show your paws. And when we do that, as you know, that means your eyes are on the speaker, your ears are listening, your mouth is closed, and your body is calm, so that you're able to listen to the message. Sometimes students will be sharing and presenting, sometimes it might be a staff member. So when you hear, show your paws, this is what we expect to see. All right, what are these? We have 2 different containers of these shelf markers. We use shelf markers so we know where to put a book back if we don't want it, and it really helps so others can find the book. So please use your shelf markers to mark your spots when you're in here. All right, when you're in here for book checkout, what you're going to do is make sure you know your teacher's requirements and the types of books they want you to find. When you have your books, you're going to walk to the counter, line up the spines of your books and flip them over, bottoms up, and then your library card will go on top. so it's lined up with the barcodes. That really helps Mrs. Vincent beep, 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 beep quickly, and then she can get your class checked out more quickly. When you're returning books, please return your books right away in the morning. And also, don't wait until your library day to return books. If you finish a book, return it the next day to your library bin in your classroom. And last to say about this, it's everyone's responsibility to remind the library helper in your classroom to bring your books down. So if you look over at 9:30 and you realize, oh my goodness, no one returned our books, please get them returned right away. We have to get the books checked in before our first class. And Mrs. Vincent gets them shelved, so then they're available for all of our new students coming that day. So please get your books returned right away in the morning after the news show finishes. What really would also help Mrs. Vincent when you're returning them, put your books bottoms up in the book return box. The barcodes are up. It helps her scan them more quickly, and then we're ready for our first class. Next, we're going to talk about taking care of books. When you borrow a book from here, know that they belong to everybody at our school, whether it's students or staff. So if you have a pet at home, please keep your books safe by putting them on a high shelf so your pets can't get them. Your backpack, please, especially paperback books, keep your backpack neat so that books covers don't get bent or torn or ripped. When you're walking down the hallway, don't look like this guy. Please, we call give your books a hug, but hold your books with 2 hands so that they don't fall or drop and get bent or damaged. Also, please don't crimp the pages of your books. We have bookmarks available at the checkout desk every week, so you're free to take a bookmark with you. As far as overdues, you know that you can keep a book for 2 weeks, renew a book if you need to, so please don't have overdues because other kids are oftentimes waiting for that book, and it really isn't fair to make someone wait for a really long time if your book is not returned. And last is about food and water. Please don't eat or drink even water when you're reading books from here because they can get damaged. We want our books to stay nice because they're used for many, many years by many, many kids, and we just need to take the best care we can. So your teacher will talk to you about their expectations for what you check out. So with that, I think you guys are ready to go. And when you're in here, I just want to say, I really hope you have fun finding Just Right books, Just Because books. We have a lot of great materials in here for you. I'm so excited to help you find what you're looking for. New this year, we have devices. 3rd through 5th graders have Chromebooks, and kindergarten through 2nd graders have iPads. So I wanted to say your teacher will be going over your boot camp, maybe they already have, but I wanted to say when you're using your devices, something to think about is what you're doing true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And again, your teacher will talk more about it, but when we're using our school devices, it's really important to be good digital citizens and following guidelines to make sure that we're staying safe and being appropriate. So thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Remember, when you visit the Media Center, this is everybody's shared space. So I want us to take care of it, take care of each other, and take care of our books and technology. And I'll leave you with a couple quotes and posters to think about before you visit us. So thank you, and I'm so excited to see you guys when you get here.